Thank you very much for joining the session with us. Here we are to do an introduction about the strategic level case study for May 2023. Now, I'm going to take few minutes just to give a very brief introduction about the SEMA and the strategic level case study. Very briefly, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that, don't worry. SEMA's main objective is to ensure we build a better CEO for the business. Our main objective is to ensure we build a person who can take right business decisions for the organization. We are not anymore, we were like that. SEMA was a finance based qualification, heavy finance based, management accounting based qualification some time ago. Not anymore. Now we are trying to look at how we can build a person who can take better business decision for the organization. 10 years ago in SEMA, there were detailed profit and loss account and balance sheet calculations given. The calculations were given for you to calculate profit based on absorption costing and to compare with the other methods available. Now, none of those detailed calculations are available. All those detailed calculations have been thrown out of the window, but we have added to the syllabus things like artificial intelligence, IoT, blockchain technology. They have come into the syllabus now. The reason is we are not trying to build a better finance professional. We are trying to build a gentleman, a lady who will take better business decisions. Now in SEMA, the final case study is the strategic level case study. Therefore, the strategic level case study exam paper should represent what SEMA is. Therefore, strategic level case study exam paper should represent what SEMA is. Therefore, in the strategic level exam paper, we are not trying to give you any heavy technical based, theory based questions. Instead, we would like to give you very practical scenarios that are happening in the day-to-day businesses and to see whether you can manage those practical situations. That is what strategic level case study is all about. That is what strategic level case study is all about. Therefore, do not expect a paper based on a lot of theories. That is not going to be the case. You got to think like the CEO of the company. You got to think like a CEO, and you got to see how we can grow the business, how we can resolve the business issues that are available on day-to-day basis. If you think like that, you will find it very easy to pass this paper. So I want to clear that thing at the beginning. However, I do agree there are 3 theory subjects available related to the strategic level case study. They are E3, P3, F3. I will, within the course, teach, go through, guide you on the E3, P3, F3 theory subjects. However, they will not be very critical for you on the exam day. Exam day questions will be very, very practical questions. Exam day questions will be very, very practical questions. So I want to set that background first. So you are aware what you are going into. You are aware what you are going into. Strategic level case study is a 3-hour paper, entirely online as you are aware. There will be 3 emails coming from your boss. You got to respond to each email. Your response is the answer. The email that you get from the boss is the question paper. Each email you have 1 hour to answer. Each email you have 1 hour to answer. So you have 3 hours to answer 3 different emails. That's what the structure of the exam paper is all about. That's what the structure of the exam paper is all about. So it's a very practical paper. It's entirely an online paper. 3 different emails from the boss. You got to respond to those 3 emails. That covers the job in hand for you on the exam day. The exam day questions are based on 5 core activities. We will go into what those 5 core activities are very soon. We'll go into those 5 core activities are very soon. The pass mark for the exam paper is 60%. Out of 100, you need to get 60 to pass. Don't get confused with how the marks will be given to you on the exam with the results. With the results, marks will come out of 150. That is actually a scaled score. That's not the marks. But the pass mark for an average paper is 60%. So very fair, reasonable paper. Very, very fair, reasonable paper. If you score 60% or more, you pass the paper. Very practical paper, online paper. So things are quite positive in most of those angles that is available. What is the structure? SEMA will give you a document called a pre-scene. Maybe about 25 pages in average in the past pre-scenes. You need to go through that pre-scene document. Then you will learn about that particular company, a lot of details. The pre-scene will have financials. Pre-scene will have their products, their business models, employees, what are the risks faced by the organization. Pre-scene will have so much of details. You read those details, go to the exam day. When you do go to the exam day, the questions will be based on the same pre-scene company. So if you are familiar with the pre-scene, if you have gone through the pre-scene many times, you will be able to have a very good show on the exam day. You will be able to have a very good show on the exam day. So if you look at the pre-scene, okay, I hope others can hear me. Can you please confirm again? I'm sorry. Please confirm again you can hear me, so then I know it's okay. Right. So this is the pre-scene that is available. This is the pre-scene that is available. So same pre-scene is applicable for May 2023 exams. The same pre-scene would be there for August 2023 exams as well. The same pre-scene goes on, right? Dice Truck is the name of the company that is available. And this time there are 28 pages of the pre-scene. There are 28 pages of the pre-scene, slightly longer than the usual. And the content of the pre-scene includes introduction, logistic, then about our company, annual report, board of directors, principal risk, financial statement, share price, the news stories about the industry, news stories about our company, all those are given there. So what kind of a company is this? What kind of a company is this? They are in the logistic services. They are in the logistic services, right? So let me give you a little bit brief about this logistic services matter in the world, right? I work as a CEO for a public listed company, so that my experience can be helpful here. Because on the exam day, most of the questions are very, very practical. You got to look at this organization in the eyes of a CEO. I work as a CEO for a public listed company, so I'll be able to share a lot of experience that I had in the journey, how we had looked at the companies, how we look at how we had turned around the companies. That experience will be critical. So I'll share my experience as we go on. But here, my experience about logistics, let's try to discuss it. However, on the third day of our session, we have a CEO of a largest logistic company in the world coming online on our behalf. He's the CEO of one of the world's largest logistic companies, very similar to the pre-scene company. Let him come and give his own views. Let him come and give his own views, right? Let him come and give his own views. So therefore, I don't want to go into too much of detail. but I want to give you summary details here about this logistic business. About this logistic business. One of the companies that we acquired some time ago, it was a manufacturing entity. It was a manufacturing entity. The day that we acquired the business, or rather, very first day that we went there, I went to the manufacturing floor. Then we went to the finishing area where the products are finished. And after that, I saw the employees are wearing a different t-shirt. A different name of the company was printed. So I was trying to understand how comes finishing department, finished good department, why do they wear entirely a different t-shirt? How comes there is a different logo there? What we realized was the company that we were about to acquire, they had outsourced their finishing function entirely to a third party. They had outsourced their finishing function entirely to a third party. So they manufacture the product. It's an electronic item. They manufacture the product and they give the product to the other company. But those people are within our company. They do the packaging. They put it to a container. So that was an entirely different company working there. So when I went into further details, what happens was this particular company that we did acquire, they did only the manufacturing. Entire process from that point was outsourced to a third party company. So what this third party company would do, they will do the packaging and they will take all their products to their warehouse. So all the products were stored in their warehouse. Customers will send the delivery request in the next 2 weeks. Customers will say 10,000 units sent to Seattle, another 10,000 units sent to New York, another 5,000 units to Melbourne, another 4,000 units to Malaysia. Those instructions came into that third party company. The third party company was distributing the goods based on the customer delivery request. Now, customer had given a purchase order for us. So therefore, there is no risk in that. Based on the customer purchase order, we manufacture the goods. However, distribution address is given by the customer to the logistic company direct. The logistic company used to distribute. So now, when we were trying to buy this company, we were a little confused with this structure. I was worried because one key part of my business is managed by a third party. So I said, I want to go and talk to them. We did. And then we went into their warehouse to see they do repacking in their warehouse. What do you mean repacking? It was a small electronic item. Some of the customers will say, put 4 items into a pack, or put 6 items into a pack, or they will say in a pack, please ensure there are 12 items. They will do a repacking there. They will decide whether to air freight the goods, whether to sea freight the goods. Who will pay for the air freight? Who will pay for the sea freight? Entire function was outsourced to a third party. So when you buying this company, we were arguing whether it's a good model or bad model. The argument from the owners, the company that we bought, they were saying, Channa, we want to concentrate on the manufacturing. We want to concentrate on the research and development on manufacturing. We want to concentrate on how the best quality can be maintained. Shipping, logistics, warehouse, booking cargo, containers, sea freight, air freight, delivery, we are not interested in. We have outsourced it entirely to an organization. The pre-seen company this time is very, very similar to that particular company who did work for us for last 10 years since we acquired that organization. So I'm very much familiar with this industry. This is very much available throughout the world. This is very much available throughout the world. This is what the pre-scene is all about. This is what the pre-scene is all about. So you have from supplier, inbound logistic, you bring the goods in, to the customer, outbound logistics. So inbound logistics, outbound logistics is handled by this third party company. We are a company which provided services like that to other different organizations. So this Malto Motors is a global manufacturing company that has 52 factories spread in 31 countries. We do logistics for them. This supermarket, there are 1,270 stores, 37 warehouses. We manage the entire logistic function for them. So what you see on the screen is that particular pre-scene. The pre-scene issued by SEMA is what you see. However, we believe pre-scene is a boring document to read. We believe SEMA pre-scene is a boring document to read. Therefore, when we try to work with you guys, we are starting our course with two main steps. The step number 1 is called KYP. Step number 2 is called KYI. KYP is Know Your Pre-Scene. KYP is Know Your Pre-Scene. What do you mean by KYP? KYP is a nicer PowerPoint presentation. KYP is nice PowerPoint presentation. In the KYP, we explain to you what is given in the pre-scene. Because you might find it little boring to read the SEMA pre-scene, so you don't need to do that. Go through our KYP, that's the stage number 1, where we will show you summary version, more explanations given for you to clarify doubts, nice pictures. It's a nicer document to go through. We call it KYP, Know Your Pre-Scene. However, you can't understand this particular company unless you know this industry very well. So you got to learn about the industry as well. Therefore, first stage is KYP, Know Your Pre-Scene. Second stage is KYI. Therefore, obviously, as you can guess it very correctly, KYI stand for Know Your Industry. Those are the two stages that we will work together, KYP and KYI. In our course, there are 10 steps involved. In our course, there are 10 steps involved. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The first step is KYP. Second step is KYI. First step is KYP. Second step is KYI. There are 10 steps involved in total. There are 10 steps involved in total. So what does KYP looks like? You can see on the screen in a minute the KYP. You can see on the screen in a minute KYP. This is much nicer for you to go through. See, executive summary, mission, vision, values, company strategy, operations overview, industry analysis, financial analysis, key issues, everything is available in a nice PowerPoint presentation. And if you do go into the executive summary, so look at these trucks. We have so many of those trucks because we are a logistic company. We manage the entire logistic function for the manufacturers. We bring their raw material for them. We take their finished good. We store their finished good. We do things like repacking, changing. We ship their finished good air freight to the customers. We ship their finished good sea freight to the customers. We take care of entire function. So what kind of a company are we? Here we are with the first slide of the KYP. Dice Truck is the name of the company. We are a public listed company. So I do work as a CEO of a public listed company. When you do run a public listed company, your challenges are very much different. Not only the share price, your challenges are generally very different rather than running a private limited company. I will share my experience because this case study is also a public listed company. This case study is also a public listed company. So we are in a country called Roundland. It's an island. It's an island. So good that it's an island. So you can air freight, you can sea freight, right? Okay. What is our industry? Our industry in broader is what we call logistics. So what do we provide? Providing various third-party logistic services for the customers. Like what? Like transportation, warehousing, and inventory management. So we provide transportation services. We provide inventory management services. We provide warehousing services. Right? I'm going to read only the first slide. See how big our company is? We are fairly big. Can you see? 22,000 employees, 35 warehouses, 2 automated inland ports inside the country. We'll discuss about it. 90 outsources warehouses, extensive number of vehicles. So we are a fairly big operation. On the third day of our session, one of the CEOs of the world's largest logistic company will come and see. Last 1 week or 2 weeks, I've been visiting 3 such companies. Obviously, the case studies. From this, I got to go and study, learn about it. Even though I'm very much familiar with it, I wanted to go and get the first-hand experience. It's a very interesting organization. I mean, they have huge areas of warehousing. And we store goods of 10, 20 different companies, different type of goods. We store perishable goods. We store furniture. We store plates for someone else. So we have a large warehouse and we have a very good IT system to manage it because we are responsible for the goods. We have very close relationship with airlines because we need to book the cargo fast. Tomorrow cargo has to be in Dubai. So it's 200 kilos. We have a very close link with the airlines, so we can book the cargo space for them. And some of our companies, we have booked cargo space anyway. You know what I mean? Every Sunday, we have 200 kilos booked with Malaysian Airlines. So Malaysian Airlines is very happy because we have taken the responsibility of 200 kilos with them. So we have very good relationship with the shipping lines like Maersk. We have very good relationship with shipping lines like APL because we are using their freight. We are using their ships. So this is, trust me, very interesting industry to learn and very interesting organization for us to get a good idea about. So we have the business of transportation, storage. Can you see our storage? Inventory management. So we are the people who will give the updates for the organization, say, these are the inventories available, these are the problems available. All that, what we do. All that is what we do. Net profit margin is not really interesting. So if you have only 5.5% net profit margin, I think we should be a little bit more careful about the business. So we have a gearing of 40%. Okay, that's fine. But I think net profit margin of 5.5 is scary. So as a CEO of a company, how do I look at an organization is I ask the question, how can we double the profits? How can we double the profits? So together with you from the next week, we should be asking the same question from this particular organization. How can we double the profit? That's what SEMA wants us to do. SEMA is not very much interested in Michael E. Porter's generic strategies or the value chain analysis. SEMA is less interested in Michael E. Porter. SEMA is very much interested in whether you can resolve a very practical issue. If you can resolve a very practical issue, that's exactly what SEMA wants. That's exactly what SEMA wants. So we need to work together to argue how can we double the profits. How can we double the profits? Right? So this is the pre-scene given. Now, do you agree with me? Look at this pre-scene. You look at this KYP. You find it easier to go through and understand the pre-scene when you go through this document. So I'm not trying to go through this entire document. No, don't worry. But I'm trying to tell you this is what the KYP is all about. Of course, in the KYP itself, we will give you details about some real world companies. Some industry examples are given. Can you see? Can I please get a confirmation? Since I've been talking for 25 minutes now, can you please confirm you can see me, hear me still? Still you are up? Still you are enjoying? Is it right? Okay, very good. So these are real world company. These are real world companies. C.H. Robinson. These are real world organization. So we have given some details about the real world organization here as well. That is, so don't get me wrong. I hope you are clear. This is not the vision and mission of our company. Are you clear? This is C.H. Robinson. This is not our company. So I'm trying to give a real world organization that is very similar to ours. I'm trying to give a real world organization that is very similar to ours. So these details are not our company. These details are not our company. These details are the one of the real world companies that is available. Right? See? 18,000 plus employees. Not our company, the industry example. 48% of the employees are women. 4 million plus total charitable giving in 2022. So this is what in the KYP itself, we have given you some details about a competitor. Anyway, this is what the KYP looks like. So you don't need to read the slides of the KYP. You don't need. I will do videos like this, record and send it to you. And we have a live meetings once a week, maybe about 1 hour and 20 minutes, 1 hour and 30 minutes, where I explain you the key points. You can ask questions, I will answer. Other than that, I will do the videos and send it to you about the KYP for you to go through. Of course, KYI is also available. Of course, KYI is also available. KYI stand for Know Your Industry. KYI stand for Know Your Industry. This is very much of a industry analysis. Task of logistic providers. Can you see what are the tasks of logistic providers? Now, this is not about our company. This is about the industry. What are the tasks usually done by a logistic provider? Transport, distribution, storage, order picking, shipping, incoming goods logistic warehousing, payment management, return management, inventory management, warehouse management. These are the industry details. Our company is very similar to this. Our company is very similar to this. Right? 2031, how the industry will grow. How the industry will go by 2031. So KYI is about the industry. KYI talks to you about the real world companies in the real world. So KYI is all about that. These are the key players in the market. I don't know whether you have heard of this company called Kuhn and Nagel. Kuhn and Nagel they are heavily into shipping, but they are one of the largest logistic companies in the world. Kuhn and Nagel, right? So there are many companies like that. DHL, of course, all of us know what DHL is. So this is what the KYP and KYI are all about. I'm going to do a session for 1 hour today. I'm supposed to take first 30 minutes to introduce you to the KYP and introduce you to the KYI. First 30 minutes. I'm supposed to spend a little bit more time on the KYP, less time on the KYI in the first 30 minutes. That is what I just did now. So in 1 hour session, I completed half. In 1 hour session, I have completed half. Right? So take a break for 1 minute. Take a break for 1 minute. If there are any questions, please do type. I will answer. If there are any questions, please do type. I will answer. Drink some water. Relax a little bit since we have spent 30 minutes with you already. I have another 30 minutes to go. I have another 30 minutes to go. Right? So I won't take a 1 minute break. I want to give you time to ask questions. I want to give you time to ask questions. So whilst you do that, I will share something little light, not about this case study pre-scene, right? So our institute is called Nanaska. We are a small institute. We are a SEMA certified tuition provider. What we want to do is we want to get a limited number of students all over the world. That is what has been happening in last 20 years. We get the students all over the world. We have a major reputation for the case study. We have been having the best pass rates ever. What we do is we get a manageable number of students and ensure we give them a first class service. We follow up everything with you individually. We send you messages. Have you done this work? Have you gone through the mock paper? Have you gone through the KYP? What are the questions? Unless you tell us not to follow up. Some people will tell us not to follow up, then we don't. Otherwise, we'll push you. We will push you. Right? Will today's session be recorded? Of course, yes. Today's session will be recorded. From next week, we are starting the real work, and the next week sessions will also be recorded. They'll be available on our learning management system, LMS, for you to go and watch anytime. You will miss some of the sessions, that is fine. But they're recorded. I'll send you some more videos for you to enjoy as well. So Nanaska, we want to give you individual service. If you fail, we fail. So we don't want you to fail at all. We will do whatever that is required to ensure that you pass the exam. Right? Okay. There's one question. Good day, sir. My question is on the pass mark. I was told 85%, but I heard you say 60%. Kindly advise. What I said is the right pass mark. 60% is the right pass mark, not 85%. 85% is a confusion that some people have created. Pass mark is 60%. I can explain details why the 85% confusion is there, but it might not be the right time to do that. On the exam day, there are three papers available. The students will do 3 different exam papers. So therefore, pass mark for some of the papers might be 62, 58, but it's around 60. So therefore, SEMA will not give you the pass marks. SEMA will give you a scale score. So don't go with that. All right? Okay. So official start date of the program will be next week. I'm sure our team will communicate with you on that. CSEP program, we are welcome from the CSEP program, right? Right. Any more questions? We'll take 2 more minutes for the questions. I'll give my mobile number as well, so you can send me a WhatsApp message at any time. If you want to clarify anything, you can send me a WhatsApp message at any time for me as well. So on your registration, first day of the class, I can double check and let you know. Amy Tan, I will double check and let you know, but we are starting from the next week, depending on which group you are in. So we get students from all over the world. They are put into different groups. Sometimes we put the groups together as well, so you can have a cross learning. We have a very active WhatsApp group. Joining from Zambia, how are you? We are not covered a lot. We have done half of it, but it's recorded. It's a recorded session. You can go through the recorded version. You will get the recorded link for you to go through. We have covered half though. We have covered half. Okay. But we are starting the session from next week, so nothing much to worry. Now coming back. How many steps do we have? We have 10 steps. First step is KYP, second step is KYI. So what do you mean? What are the other steps? Let's go through that now. KYP step number 1. KYI step number 2. Step number 2. Step number 3 is called DD. DD means deep dive. In the KYP, we try to just learn about what is in the pre-sale. Deep dive is an in-depth analysis into the pre-sale, where we challenge the organization, where we challenge the pre-sale. That happens with the DD, which is a deep dive, where we ask, okay, why don't you calculate customer-wise profitability? Unless you calculate customer-wise profitability, you will not be able to get any judgment. You can't grow the business. You can't develop the business unless you calculate customer-wise profitability. That kind of challenges will come in the stage number 3, which is called deep dive. Stage number 4 is called GR, which is the ground rules. Stage number 4 is the ground rules. What are the rules that you need to follow on the exam day? Right? As an example, it's an online paper. On the exam day, you get 3 emails from your boss. Those are the 3 question papers. You got to reply to those 3 emails. When you do the reply, that's the answer that you're going to give. Now, section number 1, which is the email number 1, you have 1 hour to respond. Imagine you are done replying in 45 minutes. 15 minutes remaining time. You have 15 minutes remaining. Can you go to section number 2 and use that 15 minutes? Can you go to section number 3 and use that 15 minutes? Can you go to section number 2 now, come back to section number 1 again later to take that 15 minutes? Those kind of things we will discuss with you in the ground rule section. Those kind of things we will discuss you in the ground rule section. Can I give one more example? I'm not going to discuss the ground rules now. I'm trying to give you an idea about what is included. On the exam day, you all will do 3 different activities. On the exam day, you all will do 3 different activities. You do reading, you do thinking and planning, you do typing. Are we clear? On the exam day, you do 3 different activities. Number 1, reading. You read the email from the boss, which is the question paper. Activity number 1. Then you do the thinking and planning. You think about, wow, what should I say here? You plan, should I say this first and second this? You plan, you think. Third one, you type. Those are the 3 activities you do on the exam day. The first activity is reading, last activity is typing. I am going to concentrate on those 2 activities, first and the last, which is the reading and typing. I am going to concentrate on those 2 activities. What I am going to say now, hopefully you will get confused. That's okay. From what I am going to say now, hopefully you will get confused. So listen very, very carefully. Even if you do listen carefully, you might get confused. Therefore, try to listen very, very carefully. Right? On the exam day, you do 2 activities, reading and typing. Out of these 2 activities, accuracy of the activity, how accurately you read or how accurately you type, accuracy of the activity matters more for reading, not for typing. Accuracy matters more for reading, not for typing. I don't know whether you got confused already. Can I explain? After I explain, you can tell me whether you're confused or not. Accuracy is how well you do it. In typing, accuracy doesn't matter much. You might do spelling mistakes, they are generally forgiven. You might do grammatical mistakes, they are generally forgiven. So in typing, accuracy is not critical. Accuracy is important but not critical. In reading, accuracy is absolutely critical. If you misread it, if you do not read the question paper properly, you will fail. That is why most of the people have been failing so far, because they don't know this basic ground rule. They try to read fast. No, you should not. You should type fast. Type fast. When you type fast, you do mistakes. That is fine. That is fine. When you read fast, you do mistakes, you don't read it properly, you don't understand the question. That is certainly not fine. Speed. We don't care about your speed in reading. I don't know whether you'll get confused. We don't care about your speed in reading. We do care about your speed in typing. So we ask you to type very fast, but don't read very fast. Why? Because out of 1 hour available, you take 7 minutes to read. Out of 1 hour available, you take 7 minutes to read. You take 35 minutes to type. Out of the time available, you take 7 minutes to read. You take approximately 35 minutes. On the exam day, you have 3 hours, three different sections. Each section is for 1 hour. Out of 1 hour, you take 7 minutes to read. You take 35 minutes to type. Therefore, if you want to do fast, save minutes, then it should be typing. You should be doing fast because it's 35 minutes. 7 minutes, even if you do fast, you might do it in 5 minutes. There's no big advantage. So therefore, another ground rule is that. Okay. Is everyone clear on that? Is everyone clear on that? Is everyone clear on that? Very good. So on the exam day, we have actions like KYP, KYI, deep dive, ground rules. So there is a long list of ground rules. I will share them with you as you go on. Stage number 5 is called the core activities. Don't worry, your life is much easier. SEAM has given you 5 core activities. On the exam day, all the questions will be based on those 5 core activities. So your life is easier. On the exam day, all the questions will be based on those 5 core activities. So your life is not complicated. All the questions will be based on those 5 core activities. Here on the screen are the 5 core activities A, B, C, D, E. These are the 5 core activities on which all the questions will be based. So life is easy. Each core activity will have an equal weightage. Minimum of 15, maximum of 25. Each core activity will have a minimum of 15 marks, maximum of 25 marks. So obviously you and me both know you can't give 25% from each one because there are 5 core activities. No, if you give 25% from each one, it will be 125. So some core activities examiner will give 15, some 20, some 22, some 25, some 17, some 15. You understand? So on the exam day, it might not be equal, but the range is equal. So these are the 5 core activities that I'm going to discuss with you in the stage number 5. Develop business strategy. Interesting, right? So we argue in this section, how do we change, what are the new strategies available? How do we develop a new business strategy? That is being discussed there. So in our course, there are 10 steps available. I have now taken 45 minutes from your time. I have only 15 minutes left. I have explained to you the first 5 core activities. There are 5 more to go. Balance 5 is straightforward. Balance 5 is straightforward. Step number 6, refresh theory. I teach you E3, P3, F3 entirely for you. Step number 7 and 8, that's about our mock papers. We give you 7 mock papers for you to answer them on our exam engine. Our exam engine is very similar to SEMA exam engine. So it will be a great practice for you to do the mocks on our exam engine from this case study. We mark and send you the feedback in 2 days, 48 hours. Then we do a one-to-one session with you to ensure you identify your strength, weaknesses, how you can continue on the strength, how you can remove your weaknesses. Stage number 9 is called revision. Stage number 10 is called one-to-one support. Those are the 10 stages in our course. Those are the 10 stages in our course. So I'm going to start the real work from the next week. I'm going to start the real work from the next week, where we will start with the KYP and the KYI. We can do them together. You can learn about the case study. You can learn about the industry. Next week, I'm going to see what your WPM is. You know what the WPM is? Next week, I'm going to see what your WPM is. Words per minute typing. Unless your typing speed, you need to work on your typing speed and you need to improve your typing speed. So we work with you next week to see what your typing speed is. How to improve, we discuss in the week number 2. The first day of the session, we look at what your WPM is. Second week, we discuss how to improve it. Don't worry. Based on your WPM, we have different strategies available. Based on your WPM, we have different strategies available. So we can ensure you improve your typing speed. This is a multidisciplinary approach that we have. We look at the problem from all the angles. We review the past papers. There is a LMS available. The videos on the past papers are available. There's a very active WhatsApp group where we load videos about the industry continuously. So we want to get you activated. We understand you guys are working professionals. We push you to get involved with us. Right? SEMA, strategic level case study, is a simple, straightforward paper. It's a very practical paper. If you take a very practical approach, trust me, you can pass this paper easily. That is what you should be doing. That is what you should be doing. There's a question. Will you do subject revision? Subject revision is stage number 6, refresh theory. If possible, can you share notes with us? The notes will be available from the day 1. The notes will be available from the day 1 in our LMS. So it's a very practical paper. As a CEO of a public listed company, I have seen what kind of issues that we face on day-to-day basis. They are the same issues that will be given to you on the exam day. On the exam day, you will not get theoretical questions. You get very practical questions of how to manage those practical questions. They are the ones that we are trying to address with you. Trust me, SEMA wants you to pass this paper. SEMA wants you to pass. There are no hidden tricks available. No hidden tricks. Straightforward, clear paper. We sometimes try to get confused with what is available. As long as you look at it very straightforward, as a practical paper, give practical solutions, you will pass. Your answer can be different to someone else's answers. That's fine. As long as you justify what you want to say, you can easily get a very decent mark and pass. I have E3 pending to do. Can I know the do parallelly? Of course you can. uh, kind of passing the message. So let's start the journey from the next week. SEMA has no hidden agenda. SEMA wants you to pass. We want you to desperately pass the paper. We want to help you on various other things. We have Nanaska Connect for you to get the jobs. We connect you to the job market. We have a program called Your Life is Your Life. Some of you all may have seen it. Uh, so Your Life is Your Life is about how do you live happily, because we are worried all the SEMA professionals try to get better jobs, better qualifications. They forget to live happily. So we have a program called Your Life is Your Life. All those are available for you. So this is all what I wanted to do with you today. I'm here to answer your questions in next few minutes. If not, we'll meet you next week. My mobile number is there. We can have a discussion. Any questions? We'll take 2 minutes for the questions. We'll take 2 minutes for the questions. Yeah, so you can do E3 and the case study parallelly, no problem. The deadline to do E3 is generally you have enough time. It might be the first week of May. I'll double check and let you know, but you can do parallelly. A lot of people do it parallelly. Any other questions? How can we be added to the WhatsApp group? Don't worry, when you join the course, you will be added. You can send an email to info@nanaska.com. You can send an email to info@nanaska.com. You can send an email to info@nanaska.com and register as well. Before we come for the next week, any preparation? Nothing much, but if you can start going through if you join now, you get the access to the LMS. If you go to the LMS, you can read the KYP. So you can start reading the KYP. Next question, very interesting, sir. Please let us know the study plan. Yes, every 7 to 10 days, we agree what you're going to study every day. That is a push for you to study. That we will do as we go on. Whether service industry is more challenging than manufacturing industry when it comes to case study? Not really. Nothing like that. Are we going to prepare our own notes for the pre-seed? I generally do that in the video. I send you a recorded video that will cover that. But of course, you are encouraged to write down the key points. Will there be a theory recap class? Yes, that is our stage number 6, which we call refresh theory. I'm doing the FLP route, SCS. Could I be able to complete the self-assessment program? Of course, yes. A lot of people are coming through FLP. It's a nicer path available, newer path available. You can do the self-assessment. It's not an exam. You can do it very fast and join with us. It's not an exam. It's quicker, faster for you to do. I too came from the FLP program, but I haven't done, yeah, no problem. So you need to do a self-assessment on those 3 subjects. Yeah, we will send you the invitation. When you register, we'll send you the invitation. So I want to wish you all the very best. I want to wish you, and the competency marks for FLP the same. Competency score is a self-assessment available for the FLP, right? I want to wish you all the very best. I want to wish you all the very best for the exams, and I want to wish you all the very best for an enjoyable life. My mobile number is available for us to be in touch at any time. Thank you very much for joining today. Thank you very much for joining today. Let's be in touch. Let's ensure you pass the exam. Join with Nanaska. My name is Shanna. Join with Nanaska. You can connect me with me so we can work together to ensure you pass. Thank you very much. Take care. Good night. Goodbye.